International Covenant on Civil and Political Rights, General Comment No. 11, Prohibition of Propaganda for War and Inciting National, Racial or Religious Hatred. 1. Not all reports submitted by states parties have provided sufficient information as to the implementation of Article 20 of the Covenant. In view of the nature of Article 20, states parties are obliged to adopt the necessary legislative measures prohibiting the actions referred to therein. However, the reports have shown that in some states such actions are neither prohibited by law nor are appropriate efforts intended or made to prohibit them. Furthermore, many reports failed to give sufficient information concerning the relevant national legislation and practice. 2. Article 20 of the Covenant states that any propaganda for war and any advocacy of national, racial or religious hatred that constitutes incitement to discrimination, hostility or violence shall be prohibited by law. In the opinion of the committee, these required prohibitions are fully compatible with the right of freedom of expression as contained in Article 19, the exercise of which carries with it special duties and responsibilities. The prohibition under paragraph 1 extends to all forms of propaganda threatening or resulting in an act of aggression or breach of the peace contrary to the Charter of the United Nations, while paragraph 2 is directed against any advocacy of national, racial or religious hatred that constitutes incitement to discrimination, hostility or violence, whether such propaganda or advocacy has aims which are internal or external to the state concerned. The provisions of Article 20, paragraph 1, do not prohibit advocacy of the sovereign right of self-defense or the right of peoples to self-determination and independence in accordance with the Charter of the United Nations. For Article 20 to become fully effective, there ought to be a law making it clear that propaganda and advocacy as described therein are contrary to public policy and providing for an appropriate sanction in case of violation. The committee, therefore, believes that states parties which have not yet done so should take the measures necessary to fulfill the obligations contained in Article 20, and should themselves refrain from any such propaganda or advocacy.